it's Olivia. This is part 1 of the Baby Project for Health. Diapers. A topic many wouldn't allow much thought to, of course until you have no other choice. Countless parents become boggled not only by the sheer amount of money they have to spend on diapers per year, but also which type of diaper would best suit their baby and their budget. In the articles I read, I found countless arguments weighing the pros and cons of cloth diapers versus disposable, and this seemingly small alteration can make all the difference in the health of your child and your bank account. Arguably, the driving force of which types of diapers to buy for children, apart from convenience, is price. According to the various articles provided, the cost of buying disposable diapers over a 2-year period, taking into account that babies go through roughly 12 diapers a day, is estimated to be around $2,000 to $3,000, while the cost of cloth diapers costs only around $800 to $1,000 Considering in the first year of a child's life, families will need to spend around $13,000 on their child. Skimping out on cheaper alternatives is not always feasible. Some families may lack the financial stability to spend such large sums of money each year on diapers, and therefore find the investment of both time and money into cloth diapers to be the far better alternative. Some other reported pros of cloth diapers of disposable includes them being gentler on the skin, the lack of dyes and gels being included, being far more adjustable, and of course them being better for the environment, which may be the best alternative for those whose personal values rely on environmental safety and caution. Despite all of these positives, cloth diapers are also noted to be rather difficult to clean and take up copious amounts of electricity and water, which, depending on where you live and how you do laundry, can end up driving your water and electricity bill past the disposable diaper cost point, which obviously is not safe for a parent on a budget. Disposable diapers are said to have many advantages as well, including, of course, convenience, variety of sizing, and breathability. Although not the best for the environment, some parents may not have the time to spend on using cloth diapers and prefer the convenience of disposables. One major problem in both types of diapers that parents must constantly be aware of, however, is the possibility of their infant developing diaper dermatitis. Diaper dermatitis is essentially a rash infants get caused by irritants that come into contact with the skin. Although treatable, paying attention to your children's needs and frequently changing their diapers in order to keep their skin dry cannot be neglected, as it is essential to their well-being. Putting off changing the baby's diaper can cause many issues as well as immense discomfort for the child. As a parent, it is always your number one priority to care for your child as much as they need you to, since they of course cannot do it themselves. Diapers, of course, only scratch the surface of infant care. There's so much more to know. So, moving on to my personal reflection of my research, I always knew that diapers were expensive, but I didn't really understand, I think, how large the expense truly was on a scale. So, in the grand scheme of things, diapers aren't really something I would ever give thought to until I became a parent. So, delving into all these articles and learning about alternatives, dangers, costs, and so on was very eye-catching. There are so many pros and cons that must be weighed out in order to make sure the well-being of your child stays intact, along with the stability of your finances, which, according to personal knowledge and the knowledge written in these 5 articles, can be quite tricky. In the next part of my video, I will be interviewing my mom, who has had 3 children, and I will be asking her questions based on various changes and impacts she experienced during and after pregnancy. And from this I learned a lot of things. I didn't know some information my mom was talking about, so I think it was nice to learn about it. And she gives a lot of for how she handled things and stuff. So it's very helpful, and it was interesting to listen to. Thank you.
Okay, ready? So, first part are if the interview is financial changes and impacts. Okay?
Yes.
So, uh, what would you say was the most costly part of being pregnant? Like prenatals, ultrasounds, doctor's visits, or just for example.
We had insurance, so that didn't impact us, so we didn't have to pay anything out of pocket for that, luckily. But probably buying maternity clothes as I got bigger and bigger and bigger was probably the biggest impact, and buying things for the nursery was the biggest impact for us.
Okay. Well, so due to financial impacts of having a child, were there any like leisure or personal care activities that you had to give up in order to save money?
Yeah, I used to get my nails done. So I had to give that up because that was expensive. I used to get my nails done every 2 weeks, so I gave that up. And instead of getting my hair done professionally, I got that done out of the box. That was our dog that just jumped on the couch. You could see him in the bottom. Hi, Oswald. Um, and little things like that. I couldn't go out to dinner with my friends and things like that as much as I used to.
Okay. Did you have to pick up any extra jobs in order to support yourself and your family?
I did have a second job that I did at first, but as when I had you, I actually could only do that for so long, because then with 2 kids, it was just really difficult to coordinate. So I had to give up that second job because it was too much. But my other job was enough for me to really pay the bills and everything.
Okay. Moving on to social changes and impacts.
Okay.
How has your time available to spend with friends and family changed?
That changed a lot. That changed a lot because um, my time was focused on you, and that really became my main focus. And you and Connor, you were my first priority. So everything else um, was, came after you. And that's the way that I wanted it. So, did I lose friends? Yeah, I did. And that was okay, because if they didn't understand my situation, um, then I just didn't want them as my friends so much anymore. Um, so you were just with me, and if I couldn't have you with me, then that was okay. I just made those choices for you guys.
Okay. Were there any social activities you were forced to give up?
Any social activities that I was
Yes,
forced to
like,
give up?
yeah, like stuff you used to go out and do with your
Um,
friends or just on your own or something.
no, I think not really. Not really. Stuff that, maybe I used to go out, maybe have drinks. We lost a baby, Olivia. Um, Maybe things, like going out for a drink with my friends, I gave up. But again, that really wasn't important to me anymore.
Okay. Did having a baby bring you any closer in any of your personal relationships? Like, did it make like parental? Like, did you like form a closer bond or like friends or
Um,
siblings?
it brought me probably closer to um, my dad. Um, a lot more, because he really enjoyed you guys. So I think it brought me closer to my dad, and probably to my sister. So yeah, in that way it did. And of course, I met a lot of people because of you too. So, from school and stuff like that, I met a lot of people through Clinton School.
Where did you find like support throughout your pregnancy and stuff, like family?
I found support through my mom, a lot of support through my mom, and friends at work. We would share stories with the girls at work and laugh a lot about things that were changing with the body and all of that stuff, and they would tell me all of their stories. So a lot with that. So it's always fun to swap stories with your girlfriends and stuff like that.
Okay. Moving on to sleep changes.
Sleep changes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Getting ahead of the question. Can you explain how your sleeping routine changed?
Before or after the baby?
Well, one of them is, some of the questions are kind of like how many hours comparatively did you have before and after?
Well, before the baby, as you get closer to delivery, you're really uncomfortable because you can't sleep on your back so much and your side, and so it just gets uncomfortable to sleep. So you're probably less hours, and then when your baby arrives, there's less time, and you're up a lot feeding, and they cry, and so you're tending to them a lot, and you're checking on them, and you always try to sleep when your baby sleeps. So even like when you're on maternity leave, they tell you to sleep when your baby sleeps, and that's what you end up doing a lot, is trying to do that, and not like trying to clean your house and stuff, even though you want to do that too, but you take little naps here and there. So your sleeping patterns do change because you worry a lot, and so yeah, they definitely change. We lost another baby.
Other than like sleeping when your baby sleeps, like you just said, were there any other ways you managed your changes in sleep?
No, not really. I did have I had you in my bedroom so that you were right there, so I didn't have to get up and check on you all the time. I could hear you breathing. I knew that you were okay. So I did manage that way. I had a bassinet in my bedroom with you right there. And so I had you in there for, a month or two, and, had you, kept an eye on you, because during the first couple of months, you always worry about, sudden infant death, SIDS. And so I just always kept you right next to me.
Okay. Do you have any fun sleeping stories? We just, you know what I mean?
Fun sleeping stories? No, I do love to sleep. So that's my fun sleeping story.
Okay.
But besides that, no, you were always a good sleeper. So that was good. And Connor was too. So I never really had any huge sleep deprivation. The only time that I did was in the very beginning with you. And that's just because you were hungry.
Okay.
So other than that, no.
Okay. Do any of these sleep changes still impact you today?
Well, I still worry a lot, so probably because I get up still and check things out, make sure everything's okay.
Did you change from maybe more of a deep sleeper to a light sleeper just from waking up to your baby crying
Yes.
in the middle of the night?
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm more of a light sleeper now. Sometimes I sleep a little bit deeper now that you guys are older, but I still think that I'm a little bit more of a late sleeper because I'm still like, I just always feel like I'm the protector.
Okay. Moving on to physical changes.
Okay.
Right. What was the biggest physical change you experienced during your pregnancy?
The biggest physical change, just the gaining.
Like after, too.
Yeah, well, during pregnancy was just gaining weight and feeling, unwieldy, off balance is just one of the biggest changes. And then thinking that you're going to come home skinny from the hospital was quite a disappointment. So that was, something, but taking the time and getting back down to your pre-pregnancy weight, it comes pretty quickly.
Okay. Are there any physical changes that still affect you to this day?
No.
No. Okay. Did you have any weird pregnancy cravings? Or just
No, I just ate what I wanted to eat. So no, nothing weird. If I wanted pizza, I ate pizza. If I wanted, Mexican food, I ate Mexican food, whatever it was. But I always had to watch out for heartburn towards the end because that always bothered me.
Yeah.
So.
Was there any food that you were sad that you couldn't eat because you were pregnant? I don't know.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Okay, moving on to mental moving on to mental and emotional impact.
Uh-huh.
So, how did your pregnancy impact you mentally and emotionally? This is during pregnancy.
During pregnancy, well, I wasn't expecting to be pregnant for you, so it was kind of a shocker. But I was excited. I found out that I was having a girl and I had 2 boys, so I was super excited. So I wasn't depressed or anything. And I knew that you were going to be my last child. That bothered me, I think, more than anything, because I had made a decision that I wasn't going to have any more. That was probably my biggest upset.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was never going to have that feeling of being pregnant again. And even though I didn't particularly like being pregnant, I liked that feeling of having a baby inside of me and the wonderment of it. It's just something that's kind of cool.
Okay. Did you experience any mental health struggles after you gave birth, postpartum depression?
Yeah, I did have a little postpartum depression. Nothing that wasn't manageable, but yeah, I did. And I think it was part of it was because I did have I had my tubes tied at that point, and it wasn't like I didn't want any more children, but it was the fact that I couldn't have any more. So it was just one of those things. And, my hormones were all over the place, and it was just it was just a different time. So, but I went and talked to a doctor about it and, sought out, some professional help for that.
Okay. What were some positive mental and emotional changes that pregnancy brought you?
Some positive and negative.
No, just positive.
Positive. I just think it's a really exciting time. Let's see. I don't know. I just think it's it's an exciting time. I think that's the most positive thing. And all of the, you know, all the things that go with it.
Final question. Did having a baby make you mentally stronger? And if so, how?
Yeah, because being a parent is challenging, and it's because there's a lot to it, and it because you have different personalities in each child, and your own personality is different, and you have to learn how to learn or how to cope with each personality, and how to you know, discipline, and how to react, and how to you know, live with those personalities, and sometimes it can be challenging. So, and you want to be the best for that personality, for that child, and you want to I don't know, you just want to make sure that you're doing the best that you can so that they thrive, and you want to meet them where they're at, and you want to challenge them, and you want to do all of those things that you can for them so that they become independent and can thrive on their own when the time is right for them.
Very wise words.
I love you.
Thank you so much for coming to the interview.
Sorry, and I'm sorry I'm probably shaky on the camera tonight.
It's okay. You're
All
safe.
right. All right, and the dog is cleaning himself. All right.